They're saying it's going to be really fucking hot soon, which is just irritating as shit. So I've been having a weird day. So, in the past, I've told the stories of the various memories I have of my family's farm. This farm belonged to my great-grandparents, perhaps my great-great-grandparents, I'm not 100% sure. I believe that they owned the property first, and then split it amongst their kids, and then the kids had their own farm, well, whatever. But basically, my great-grandparents lived in a house, which my grandfather was born in, and then he grew up in that house, went off to war, came back home, and worked on the farm and at a factory nearby until he retired. And then when he passed away, my mom inherited the house, and we lived there for a little bit of time. So it's something that's been in my family a long goddamn time, but it is no longer anymore. Unfortunately, it's no longer a thing. But I recently discovered through the grapevine and a lot of fucking searching that my great-grandparents, my grandfather was one of 12. Just goes to show you how Irish we were. And there was actually 13 kids at one point in time. One of them kind of mysteriously vanished from the record books. And so over time, I've managed to find out that the baby basically died like about 3 months after it was born. It was a little girl. It was around the era of the Depression. Hold on one second. So anyway, I've discovered this person, and then over time, come to find out that the baby, because my family was very, very poor, because they had fucking 6 million children in a tiny little farm, that when this baby died, they could not afford to have it buried in the cemetery where all the rest of my family was buried. So, it turns out that they buried her on the property. And I was unaware of this, and somewhere buried along what used to be the property of my family's farm or slash home, somewhere out there, there is a grave, and I've been working with people trying to locate where it is. If I can find the grave, I'd like to reinter the baby with my great-grandmother, because that's, her kid, and a lot of her kids are buried around her. Like, a lot of her kids are buried around her. But, yeah, so that's just something weird I've been working on today, and that's just been off. It's been off-putting. It's a lot of work, too. So, for the majority of today, I've been fucking looking for a corpse. I've managed to narrow it down to an area that's sadly, about 10 acres. And this is a very heavily wooded area. This baby died about either a very, very little over 100 or a little under 100 years ago. So I'm not quite certain where this grave is. But I remember my mom taking me somewhere into the woods to find, like a grave out there. But I was so little, I can't really remember what it was about. So I asked my mom, and, she got very, like, oh, that's not true. No, but that's never happened. Where did you hear that from? And so I think that it was a family secret, and it still is a family secret. So we'll see what happens with that. But, yep, just another day of corpse locating.